Hey everybody, Miss Laura here at Bartlesville Public Library for our weekly virtual story time. I'm here every Wednesday at 10:30, and today we're going to celebrate Puppy Day. I showed you this activity booklet last week that Melissa prepared for you. It's got puppy puzzles and color pages and information, fun stuff in here. The craft kit that I mentioned last week to make the Slinky Dog from Toy Story. Unfortunately, we have run out of those. If you did get one and make it, we would love to see pictures of it in the you can find the Facebook post about the craft or about Puppy Day and put your pictures of your craft in the comments. We'd love to see them, but we still have plenty of Puppy Day packets. Let's sing our hello song. Hello, how are you? Hello, how are you? Hello, how are you? How are you today? Very nice. We are going to start with an old favorite. If you have ever been to Storytime at the library when we were doing it in person, I'm sure that we've read this together. I have this book, except it's a giant book of Where's Spot. And it's been one of our Storytime favorites for a lot of years. It's a fun lift the flap book. So are you ready to look for Spot? You ready? This was written and illustrated by Eric Hill. It's called Where is Spot? Now this is Spot's mommy. And she says, "That's Spot. He hasn't eaten his supper. Where can he be?" Is he behind the door? What do you think? Let's open it and see. No, Spot's a puppy, not a bear. Spot's not behind the door. Is he inside the clock? Let's see. Nope. Who's inside the clock? A snake. Let me hear what a snake says. Can you make a sound like a snake? Hiss. Is Spot inside the piano? Boom. Nope. No Spot. There's a hippo and a bird. You know, it's true that hippos often have birds all over their back. Do you know why? Because the birds eat the bugs off of the hippos. Kind of weird, huh? Is Spot under the stairs? No. That is a lion. Now, if you read some of the other Spot books, you'll know that all of these other animals are Spot's good friends. Is Spot in the closet? Boom. Boom. Nope. Just a monkey. What's the monkey eating? Do you like bananas? Is Spot under the bed? No. That is a crocodile. I don't know, is it a crocodile or an alligator? Something to wonder. Is Spot in the box? I can't get it open. Oh. Ready? Is he in the box? Nope, nope, nope. Just 3 little penguins. Hey, look, there's Spot. He's under the rug. You see that lump under the rug? That silly Spot. Oh, that's not Spot. That's a turtle, isn't it? Do you see those words by the turtle? That's what the turtle's saying. The turtle says, try the basket. Well, let's find the basket. What do you think? You suppose Spot is in the basket? There he is. Silly old Spot. So he ran to his dinner dish and ate it all up. And his mommy Sally said, good boy, Spot. The end. I know a song about a dog named Bingo. How do you spell bingo? B-I-N-G-O, right? Farmer Brown, he had a dog. Bingo was his name. Oh, B-I-N-G-O, 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 and Bingo was his name. Oh, Farmer Brown, he had a dog, and Bingo was his name. Oh, I-N-G-O, 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 and Bingo was his name. Oh, Farmer Brown, he had a dog, and Bingo was his name. Oh, N-G-O, 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 and Bingo was his name. Oh, Farmer Brown, he had a dog, and Bingo was his name. Oh, G-O, 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 and Bingo was his name. Oh, Farmer Brown, he had a dog, and Bingo was his name. Oh, 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 and Bingo was his name. Oh, Farmer Brown, he had a dog, and Bingo was his name. Oh, and Bingo was his name. Oh, yay, good job. I have 2 more books about doggies, and they're kind of funny. Have you ever heard of a floating dog? I hadn't either until I read this book by John Himmelman called Floaty. Will you look at that? It's a bird. It's a plane. It's a dog? That's what it says on the back of the book. Floaty by John Himmelman. Mr. Raisin lived alone in a little house. Inside that little house, he loved to sew. Mr. Raisin didn't like anything else, only sewing. One morning, he found a basket at his front door. It had a note attached that read, all yours, too much trouble. Good luck. Mr. Raisin brought the basket inside. It was empty. Was it really empty? Whiff, said something from above. Mr. Raisin looked up. A puppy was stuck to the ceiling. Get down from there, shouted Mr. Raisin. He nudged the dog with his broom. The dog slid across the ceiling and into the other room. Mr. Raisin climbed onto a chair and grabbed the dog. Outside with you, he said. He opened the door. He was about to let the dog go, but he stopped. Well, you'll just float away, won't you? Mr. Raisin brought the dog inside. This doesn't mean you're staying, he said to the dog, but I guess dogs need to eat, even annoying ceiling dogs. He put a bowl of cornflakes on the floor. Woof, said the dog from the ceiling. Oh, you can't come down. So Mr. Raisin tossed cornflakes one at a time into the air. You probably need water too, he said. Look how he gave the dog water with a hose. The dog floated to the front door. Woof, he barked. Blah, complained Mr. Raisin. I have to take you for a walk too? Funny balloon, said Agnes Withers. Not a balloon, a dog, barked Mr. Raisin. Your kite needs a longer tail, said Mr. Poots. Mr. Poots. Not a kite, a dog, grunted Mr. Raisin. There goes nutty Mr. Raisin, said Mrs. Stringle. Blah, said Mr. Raisin. He went back inside. Mr. Raisin wasn't used to having company, but the dog stayed out of his way most of the time. At night, he was a terrible blanket hog. But as time went by, Mr. Raisin thought less and less about getting rid of the dog. I guess you will need a name, he said. I'll call you, Floaty. Mr. Raisin chuckled at the silly name. He hardly ever chuckled. One morning, when they were out for a walk, the leash snapped. Floaty floated away. As Floaty disappeared into the clouds, Mr. Raisin realized how much he loved his dog. Floaty floated for days and nights. Back at home, Mr. Raisin sent up balloons carrying food in case his dog floated by. The food never found Floaty, but he didn't go hungry. Mr. Raisin moved to his roof. He searched the skies day and night for his little dog. Floaty floated farther and farther away. Mr. Raisin climbed down from the roof. Floaty dreamed about home. Mr. Raisin sat in his chair and sewed. One night, a big storm came along. Lightning and thunder exploded all around the dog. Just then, a voice called from overhead, Up here, Floaty! Mr. Raisin lowered his freshly sewn hot air balloon and scooped up his dog. Blah, he said. You're not too much trouble. You're just the right amount of trouble. The end. So Mr. Raisin rescued Floaty, and I think Floaty rescued Mr. Raisin a little bit, rescued him from being lonely. Yeah. Let's see. Let's sing another song. I'm trying to think of another doggy song. I know one. I don't know if you know it. How much is that doggy in the window? The one with the waggly tail. How much is that doggy in the window? I hope that doggy's for sale. I don't know. I just remembered that song, and I may not even know the whole thing. That may just be part of it. Want to try it again? How much is that doggy in the window? Woof, woof, the one with the waggly tail. How much is that doggy in the window? I hope that doggy's for sale. All right, one more doggy story. You ready? This is by Dave Pilkey. Some of the older kids, or if you have older brothers and sisters, may know about Dave Pilkey because he wrote Captain Underpants. But he also wrote a lot of really good picture books. And this one is about a dog with really bad, stinky breath. Have you ever known a dog who had really stinky breath? Woo! It's called Dog Breath: The Horrible Trouble with Halitosis. That's the dog's name, Halitosis. Look, his breath is green. I can't imagine what it smells like. Hold your nose, it says, because here comes the dog with the worst breath in the world. There once was a dog named Hallie who lived with the Tosis family. Halitosis was a very good dog, but she had a big problem. Halitosis had horrible breath. Whenever Hallie opened her mouth, horrible things happened. Look at this. What do you see that's happened because of her stinky breath? Looks like the fish has fainted. The leaves fell off the trees and the wallpaper is peeling off of the walls. Even the picture, that's a famous picture called the Mona Lisa. She's holding her nose too. When the children took Halitosis for a walk, everyone else walked on the other side of the street. Even skunks avoided Halitosis. But the real trouble started one day when Grandma Tosis stopped by for a cup of tea, and Hallie jumped up to say hello. Mr. and Mrs. Tosis were not amused. "Something has to be done about that smelly dog," they said. The next day, Mr. and Mrs. Tosis decided to find a new home for Hallie. The children knew that the only way they could save their dog was to get rid of her bad breath, so they took Halitosis to the top of a mountain that had a breathtaking view. They hoped that the breathtaking view would take Hallie's breath away, but it didn't. Even the sun is holding its nose. Next, the children took Halitosis to a very exciting movie called Breath of a Salesman. They hoped that all the excitement would leave Hallie breathless. But it didn't. Finally, the children took Halitosis to a carnival. They hoped that Hallie would lose her breath on the speedy roller coaster. Doesn't look like she did. That idea stunk too. The plans to change Hallie's bad breath had failed. Now only a miracle could save Halitosis. Sadly, the three friends said goodnight, unaware that a miracle was just on the horizon. Later that night, when everyone was sound asleep, two sneaky burglars crept into the Tosis house. The two burglars were tiptoeing through the dark, quiet rooms when suddenly they came upon Halitosis. "Yikes!" whispered one burglar. "It's a mean, big, scary dog." "Ah, don't be silly," whispered the other burglar. "That's only a cute little fuzzy puppy." The two burglars giggled at the sight of such a friendly little dog. "That dog couldn't hurt a fly," whispered one burglar. "Come here, Poochie Poochie," whispered the other. So Halitosis came over and gave the burglars a nice big kiss. Slurp! The next morning, the Tosis family awoke to find two burglars passed out cold on their living room floor. It was a miracle. The Tosis family got a big reward for turning in the crooks, and soon Hallie Tosis was the most famous crime-fighting dog in the country. In the end, Mr. and Mrs. Tosis changed their minds about finding a new home for Hallie. They decided to keep their wonderful watchdog after all, because life without Hallie Tosis just wouldn't make any sense. That's the end. All right, thanks for joining us today. Remember, we've still got plenty of Puppy Day activity packets you can pick up, or you can call for curb delivery at 918-338-4170. All righty, I'll see you next Wednesday at 10:30. Thanks, guys.